to be a people pleaser means to put others before yourself. So, to break this down, I really want to do a video talking about this because this is something that has been very huge for me. What people pleasing means for me is your primary focus when socializing with other people is that you please them. So you're not actually having a connection or seeing people, you're trying to see what they want. And this is, I think for most of us, it's based in fear, like fear of not being worthy, and this is actually a very sad thing in my eyes. Like, this is, I hate this aspect in like my past, because I think this is also, like, for me at least, it's a trauma response, that I want people's approval to show me that I'm worthy. So I like throw everything and make them like I disregard everything. Like, I don't listen to what they are saying actually. Like, I'm not listening. Like, I'm trying to think of what they want to hear. And I think I become like good at this because in the past I had like customer service jobs, in sale jobs that I took because I wanted to like really practice and like throw myself out in the open. Once again, like exposure. I really like push myself when I want to evolve. And this is what I'm doing with YouTube also. Like, I want to evolve even further now. I want to be able to be seen without my control and just put things out there, because that is my dream, is to do this but with nutrition. And this is like the step that I need to take now. But when having jobs in customer service, it formed my personality, because I had that job when I was 19, 20 and 21. And that job, you are like literally programmed to make the other person like you. You're like manipulating in a sense, so that they will give you good reviews, because in customer service you're monitored. They listen to your calls, and you also like, they send out customer surveys to say if they thought your call was good or not. So you really like that's like people pleasing training, like intensive. And in that time I didn't like understand or connect this. It didn't connect in my mind. But in like afterthought, that I realized that's really what it did. And that has made me, because I also have had childhood trauma where I was scolded a lot for just being me, just being like present. And that made me very like retract into myself and not like trust other people. So I got like social anxiety, social phobia, and didn't trust other people. And then I tried to push myself out of that behavior. So that was like my second job in my life, was customer service. And then I got into sales, which is like customer service but in a more sneaky way. And I'm grateful for those experiences now, like afterwards, because they taught me a lot about human interaction. But I really realized after like being in customer service for like 7 or 8 years that I really developed resistance towards people pleasing, because it made me feel so alone. It made me feel so not seen for myself, it created even a bigger distance than even before when I had my social anxiety. And I felt that it was cheap in a way. And it is the same feeling I get when I like have small talk with people. I have so much resistance towards small talk. It feels like it's such a waste of time. And it has become like a shadow side for me that I look like down on it. Because I just want deep conversations. I want like transparency. I want to see who you are, like your soul. So I've really gotten the contrast and developed this awareness of people pleasing, because like I think most of us do this when we talk with strangers. And I think this is also like what small talk is, people pleasing. So everyone feels like there's a comfortable enough of a distance between people, but we're still polite. And the social pleasing, like except for creating distance and except for making us remain in the distrust towards other people and feeling safe, I think it's also that you're letting yourself down, because you're prioritizing their needs before your own. And every time you do that, every time you engage with other people on that level, you show yourself that you're not the priority. And I don't think that should ever be how it should be. It's not selfish to put your priorities first, because there's different levels of selfishness. If you just respond in a conversation and you really feel into what you feel, not what you're supposed to say, there is a more, well, truthful connection. And if you're just saying what you think they want you to say so they are comfortable, like what is the point really? Like what is the point? What is the point? Like it's I like, this is like, you hear this so much, like just be yourself. It doesn't matter like if the people don't like you when you're yourself, they're not worth even having a relationship with. And that is true, but I think it's so easy to say and not like break it down and realize, what does this mean? And I think how we're interacting, how we're showing up with other people is a big part of it. And this goes into, like, I made just like a video about the inner child, and I think this is very connected to the inner child. If we show our inner child that we prioritize ourselves before others' needs, like before, like showing up for who we are and not trying to figure out what they want you to respond or look like, or you lose your center, you lose your truth, your foundation. And that is a very like fake place to respond from or show up from. And when you let yourself down, your inner child, because the inner child is I talked about this a lot in the other video, so watch that if you haven't. But if you neglect those parts, continue neglecting the true part of yourself that you have repressed from your conditioning, and continuing building on that layer what you're supposed to be, if you continue doing that, you're repressing your true essence even further, and then your inner child will feel even more resistance towards you, towards this repression of the freedom that the soul wants to have to express. And after this, I'm gonna make a video on boundaries, and I think this is very tied into that, because this is a sense like setting boundaries for yourself, prioritizing showing up as yourself first. I think that, like, because this is such a big thing that we humans are conditioned that morally we should put other people in front of ourselves, in front of our needs, because that is what a good person does. And this is so like far from the truth, because it will result in you losing yourself, and it will also result in you being passive aggressive and having distrust and fear towards other people because you don't have love for yourself. And this is really what, like, you can't love someone until you love yourself. Like, that saying ties into this as well. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope this has been thought evoking, and I hope this has been interesting to listen to and has awoken some feelings inside you. And please comment. I love your comments, and I just wish we can all meet on a more like deep level and see the other person and not like small talking because this is a horrible way to refuel ourselves with like the heart-to-heart connection that we could have with other people. And if the surrounding, like in our life, if the people around us are not open to have heartful connections with other people, then I like find your own community, and I'm here. Like comment, like email me, I'm here. I love to go deep. So like if you can't get that in your environment, like immediate environment right now, then seek up those contacts, because being alone in that way is horrible. Like, it's horrible. So yeah. Okay, I feel like there's something also that I missed talking about, but yeah, I'm gonna cut this video here and do another video.